What's going on, guys? My name is King DeSuz, also known as Nate, and welcome to a brand new series that I will be calling Remembering Call of Duty. In this series, I want us to take a step back and look at the good and bad memories we have of the Call of Duty franchise and rank some of its key aspects in all of its games. For example, in today's video, we're going to be going over the top 10 best assault rifles in the entire history of Call of Duty. But going forward, we can do episodes ranging from the best and worst guns, maps, and maybe even kill streaks. All depends how much you guys enjoy this series. Now, since the beginning of Call of Duty, assault rifles have made their presence very well known in their respective games. They are some of the easiest weapons to learn and understand, and they fit very well in each and every Call of Duty regardless of when and where the game takes place. But what assault rifle reigns supreme in the very long history of the franchise? Well, that's why I'm here to answer today. Also, I want to quickly point out that this takes heavy inspiration from ChaosXSilencer's series, so after watching this, go and watch his ranking videos too. Now, a couple quick ground rules before I start today's video. Number one, we're going to be going over how the guns currently perform today. No pre-patched versions of the weapons will be included. And number two, no variants will be part of my rankings. I'm looking at you, Obsidian Steed from Advanced Warfare. Only their base tier weapons will be included in these rankings. Now remember, these are just my personal rankings on these weapons, and I'm sure you guys have all different opinions, so be sure to comment down below what your favorite all-time assault rifle is. This list will be going from worst to best, so let's jump right into the list. At number 10, we have the Bar from World War II. My goodness, this weapon could have been top 3 all time if we were talking about a pre-patch. But even after this weapon received a heavy nerf shortly after the game's release, it still filled lobbies with plenty of fear due to the gun's low recoil and its pretty solid fire rate. This gun turned into one of the most busted ARs the CoD community has ever seen, and pretty much forced Sledgehammer Games to react and nerf this gun several times to ensure that it didn't completely dominate the game. In order to get the most out of this weapon and its somewhat small magazine, you'll want to play aggressive playstyle and take advantage of the weapon's fast time to kill before you empty out your mag. I personally would throw on the quick draw grip and extended mag to boost the weapon's handling, and the extended mag to, well, extend the mag. If you were playing World War II in the first week of its release, then you know how everyone who was a high enough rank was abusing this gun, and even those who weren't high enough level would just go and pick one up off the ground. And even after getting nerfed 4 times, it still remains at the top of its class. At number 9, everyone's favorite gun, the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2019. Seems like every game that drops this gun is always going to be one of the best guns you can use. Truly is one of the most iconic weapons in Call of Duty, and its appearance in Modern Warfare 2019 is no different. With the weapon being unlocked at only level 6, we saw practically everyone and their mother using and abusing it to their heart's content. With above average fire rate and a quick reload and a fairly easy control recoil, on top of equipping the best attachments possible to make this thing literal death laser, it's not hard to see why this gun was being used by a large part of the players even to this day. This gun would be in everybody's sweaty class, and it took Infinity Ward far too long to nerf it, and even to this day it still remains probably the best primary you can use in the game. And once you go and equip some attachments to it, it's game over. You get yourself a base gun with a high fire rate, decent damage, and it being very easy to use across all of its appearances in the franchise. The staple in Modern Warfare 2019 will sit comfortably at the number 9 spot. Now, call me crazy for this, but yes, I am having a Call of Duty Ghost weapon this high on my ranking. Why? Well, because the Honey Badger was truly such a well-rounded and simply satisfying gun to use. The game itself has honestly aged pretty gracefully, but one of the hidden gems come from this game is that aforementioned Honey Badger. For a total of 9 squad points, you can unlock this beast of a weapon. Yeah, you heard me. Squad points. If you play CoD Ghost, you'd understand. Now, the Honey Badger's time to kill wasn't really that great, we can be honest about that. But with 42 damage per bullet, it would net you a 3-shot kill, or 2-shot if you hit the head. But made up for its low power with its incredible handling, and who can forget the satisfying smooth reload animation. This gun's main gimmick is that it had a built-in suppressor which saved an attachment slot and allowed the weapon to be very versatile and covert without you having to put any extra attachments. And let's be honest, when you think of CoD Ghost, you probably think of this gun. And just a year prior to the release of Call of Duty Ghost, we have one of the juggernauts of Call of Duties, Black Ops 2, which has an endless amount of memorable weapons, but one that stands pretty high out of those weapons is the Scar H. It truly was a great weapon all around, and with how many powerful guns were in the game, you wouldn't see as many people using this weapon compared to the other guns on this list. But you have to give the respect this gun deserves, giving the user a 1 to 2 shot headshot, and even at range, 3 to 4 bullets will secure you that long distance kill. And with it being so powerful, you'd assume that maybe the iron sights would nerf it a bit, forcing you to use an attachment slot on the sight. But no. These iron sights are some of the best we've ever seen in a Call of Duty game, and allows you to equip an extended mag or that stock for quicker movement. Now, with it not being as appealing as other guns in the game, it would take a back seat in BO2's weapon usage. But those who truly know what this gun is capable of, know it really was as powerful as I'm making it out to be. Sticking with Black Ops 2, we have the fan favorite MAA1. First weapon introduced to Call of Duty that had a 4-round burst, and each one of those rounds really did a number on that enemy. With those rounds being as powerful as they were, you really only needed 3 of them to connect to get your kill, and it showed because back in the game's prime, you would see this gun everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Being unlocked at a decently high level of 49, we truly didn't realize how great the weapon was until we grinded the game for a few hours, but once unlocked, it was clear to see why Treyarch made us grind for this beauty. As for many weapons on this list, there were a lot of people who wanted the MAA1 to be nerfed, and just as many siding with the weapon saying it's perfectly balanced because to truly get the most out of the unique rifle, you need to be somewhat skillful with it in your hand. Satisfaction you would get shooting all 4 rounds into the enemy and seeing his body drop before the 4th even hits them is truly why the gun is so high up. But now, we're going to crack into our top 5. And at number 5 we have the infamous Famas from Modern Warfare 2. That's right, back-to-back burst rifles here on our list, but this one truly shines bright, seeing how if you pair this with stopping power back in the day, you would just need 2 bullets to drop anybody not using Juggernaut. Throw stopping power on this thing and you're good to go, increasing damage from 40 damage per bullet all the way up to 56 depending on the range of the target. With this weapon having one of the fastest time to kills in CoD history, the non-existence of recoil on the weapon, the fairly clean iron sights, it gave the user an incredible advantage over pretty much every weapon in the game. Me personally, I remember this weapon mainly being for one of the starter class weapons the game gives you. But what made it memorable was the underbarrel grenade launcher, which is practically synonymous with Modern Warfare 2, with the weapon taking a lot of inspiration from the infamous M16A4 from Call of Duty 4, by having additions of perks and some handy attachments. It's not hard to see why this weapon cracks open our top 5 list. Coming in at number 4, we have the BAL-27 from Advanced Warfare. Now some of you might hate me for putting this weapon too high on the list, but hear me out. It truly is one of the most hated guns in Call of Duty history. But that being said, it wasn't hated for being a bad weapon. It was hated for being a broken weapon in the game that introduced us to jetpacks and required players to be very accurate as you engage enemies flying across the map. With its unique quirk being that it fired faster over time, it encouraged the user to spray the weapon, which can be seen as a little toxic, but it didn't matter. If you were using this weapon, you would be target numero uno on the enemy team. Not only was the increase in fire rate a big bonus to the weapon, but its damage was just as crazy, with only 3 to 5 shots to kill, low recoil, and decent handling. On top of the fact that this was a weapon that had variants that made the gun even better. I know I said I wouldn't rank these guns in accordance to the top variant, but if you played Advanced Warfare even just once, there's a chance you ran into the infamous Obsidian Steed variant. But let me know which variant you guys preferred pup stomping with back in the day, the Obsidian Steed, the Royalty, the Inferno, lots of choices, lots of sweating. But even without attachments, the gun still owned this game, even going back to it nowadays. I'm sure every lobby you find will have this weapon somewhere. Guarantee it. At number 3, the Famas from Black Ops 1, my personal favorite Call of Duty of all time. Despite this game having a plethora of weapons at your disposal, especially one of my favorites, the Commando, only a handful were truly great. One of them being the Famas. For starters, before even getting into the statistics and feel of the gun, just the sound those bullets made exiting the barrel sound like molten hot bits of metal being fired out of a cannon. If you heard it before, you know where I'm coming from. But this gun was in a league of its own statistics wise. It flourished no matter what circumstance you put it in. Close, medium, and long range. This is the gun you wanted in your hands. Firing this weapon in any range under 38 meters would secure your kill in 3 bullets. From an assault rifle, now put yourself at a range of 50 or so meters. Now you're getting a kill in just 4 bullets. From an assault rifle, it's pretty damn good. The Famas truly did it all and was very well known for its quick time to kill, its super high fire rate. Now although the recoil wasn't as easy to control as some of the weapons on this list, the recoil was only vertical, making it very easy to adapt to control, and throwing a couple attachments will make it that much easier for you. But now we have our 2 finalists. You guys can probably guess what these 2 assault rifles are going to be. In second place we have the ACR 6.8 from Modern Warfare 3. Now I get it, I will get a lot of pushback for this not being number 1, which it very well could be, but hear me out. If you play Modern Warfare 3 at all, you know that this gun belongs at the top 3 at the very least. With it being a full auto, extremely low recoil, decent fire rate, and heavy hitting assault rifle, it was bound to be this high on the list. Honestly made you question the game developers, how they didn't look at this weapon before release and said, might be a little overpowered. A weapon that could kill you in 2 bullets and give the gun such a high rate of fire that you can outduel anyone using SMG, or even melt someone halfway across the map with ease, seeing how the weapon had little to no recoil. They really should have given this gun a big nerf, but they never did. Even with 0 attachments or perks, you can easily flourish in any lobby or game mode you play in, but throwing on a silencer and extended mag makes this extremely well-rounded gun just much better. Alright, we have made it to the number 1 gun on the list. If you guys are excited, let me know with a comment down below and what you think number 1's going to be. So, with that being said, let's see. And at the number 1 spot, you probably guessed it, M16A4 from CoD 4. And I guess you can throw in Modern Warfare Remastered too. It was pretty broken there as well. With this weapon barring a striking resemblance to the Modern Warfare 2 Famas we talked about earlier, you might be wondering how it can be number 1 with even less attachments and pro perks not existing. Well, let me explain. Similar to the ACR, anyone could pick up this weapon and become eligible for CoD Champs. Now, I mean seriously, it would kill in 2 bullets with stopping power equipped and a decent fire rate for a burst rifle. It probably had 0 recoil, making it at the very least one of the easiest guns to use in the game. But because of how simple CoD 4 was before the introduction of nukes and overpowered streaks and class setups, it just made the weapon stand out so much more in comparison to every other gun in the game. However, just like every weapon has its drawbacks. They tend to struggle against multiple enemies due to having a 3-round burst. And well, that's really about it, to be honest. You could say lack of ammo hinders its performance, but 30 rounds in the mag is more than enough, especially when you only have to hit 2 of the 3 bullets to kill. But at the end of the day, M16A4's power, versatility, and easiness makes it my #1 assault rifle and top 10 list. Now I know not everyone will agree with my rankings, and I don't expect you guys to. So I want you guys to tell me in the comments, in your opinion, what is the best assault rifle in Call of Duty history? If you guys enjoy this type of content, show some support in the comment section below, and also by leaving a like. I'm aiming to try and get these ranking videos out at least once a week, so I want you guys to give me some feedback, good or bad, and even some suggestions down below. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I've been Nate, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.